Hello and welcome to another scene for the living world of darkness. Changeling, no. Rage Across, no. Hunter the, I don't know. It's a mix-up, it's a mashup, and here we are in Brooklyn Bridge Park. That's really all the intro I had planned. So, the various people here today doing whatever. Go ahead and start, Misha, because I have to recover from that.
As she specifically names me, and I don't know why. No, Misha's just kind of looking for some place to get away a little bit. And, by get away, I don't mean get away from the water, because she never wants to get away from the water. She and her little friend, Inaba, who nobody here can see, is, she's pretty much entering into this park, into this little sort of grassy area, and kind of looking around, trying to decide what she wants to do. And that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough, because she's literally just kind of paused, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to walk down by the water? Do I want to go watch people do this weird sport that I have no idea what it is? Do I want to roller skate? What do I want to do? I will say she's probably sort of slowly heading towards water, because that's very natural for her, though.
I'm gonna say Rebecca is here for the live music. I think we mentioned you said jazz band?
I'm fine with jazz.
Jazz sounds good. So she's come to the park for the live music and the good weather, and has kind of wandered away from the stage area, letting the strains of the music just kind of filter out. She goes out towards the water just to look out at the last little bit of sunset, I guess.
Sure.
She spots Misha, but she doesn't recognize her immediately because it's getting dawn dark, and she's mostly looking at the sunset and kind of trying to give people some privacy, like you do, just not bother anybody yet.
Figure Sam and I can arrive together.
Yes.
So what I'm saying, Sammy boy, is that if they don't fix this fucking water problem soon, I'm gonna break some goddamn necks. You know? It bothers me.
I'm still alarmed that even after the warnings, they can't seem to find the proper place to put a plastic bottle.
It's like they're all fucking wiggy or something.
Maybe if we made the bins the same shape.
I don't know. I'm surprised that they're fucking so content to be drinking bottled water. I mean, all we're doing is importing somebody else's goddamn tap water in garbage. And think of the fuel that has to be burned to bust that shit in. Warriors. You know what I'm saying? She says under her, like, real low.
No, with a little bit of sadness, upturned brows, and the smallest little frown. He nods along. I can only imagine what's going to happen after this festival.
I don't know. Should crack a couple of skulls.
It's very characteristic of me.
Well, you just point them in my direction. I'll take care of the skull cracking. Knock some sense into them for a moment. So what's going on here? A concert, right?
Jazz band, yes. I wanted to see if maybe in addition to that, if we might have to come back later, you know.
Well, where's the stage? Do jazz musicians play on the stage? I don't see a lot of concerts.
And Sam, just like the smallest little jump, and holds his arms out in the direction that he assumes the music is coming from. Jazz ahoy! Dun, 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 dun.
I just imagine him doing like a goofy little dance as he does that.
Cha-cha-cha.
Air drumming with one hand as he's trying to roll up his sleeve with the other.
You show him, Sammy boy.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Tss, 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 tss.
Should we almost trip over somebody sitting? I mean,
Oh no. Yeah, that seems like probably a thing. Rebecca's just chilling on the lawn, listening to the nice music, trying not to listen to the conversations going by. Starts to feel a little itchy. And then Sam's jumping around and Bailey's not paying attention and
Neither's Misha, actually.
all of a sudden there's
Go ahead.
Rage 3. What's Sam? 4? Rage 5 in my lap?
Yeah.
Total of Rage 5 in my lap? Yeah. It's good. It's good. There's maybe some shrieking. Very quiet.
oh, sorry about that.
She goes scrambling backwards and gets a grass stain on her ass.
Oh!
No, go ahead. You got this.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Sam! Oh my god, you scared the You really startled me.
We didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. Whew, you're fine. Hey, it's good to see you.
Small
Sorry.
world again.
You
No,
have
it's
great taste.
you as well.
Thank you.
Rebecca, this is my friend Bailey. Bailey, this is Dr. Wright.
Oh, a doctor. Nice to meet you. Bailey, Dean.
Rebecca is hauling herself to her feet, dusting off her ass with one hand. With the other, she's going to reach out to offer it to Bailey, but first she needs to roll because Rage is fine.
Oof.
There's a little moment's hesitation before she offers the hand. Like, she stands up and she smiles and, like, starts to offer a hand, pauses, and then offers it and grins.
Bailey will shake her hand. So your friend is Sammy here.
I think that's fair to say.
That's real nice. He's a good kid.
Smiles real slow.
That he is. Fine young man. I'm not interrupting your evening, am I?
No. We're just here to enjoy the music. Such.
She glances between them to try and figure out whether this is a date.
It is not.
While his sleeves are rolled up and he is not wearing a tie, there is very limited amount of his chest showing. As
Do I need
As
to
a-
roll investigation to deduce that, or enigmas?
Enigmas.
it makes
I mean, I would think empathy would kind of apply here more in terms of.
absolutely.
No, it's all about the chest showing. Going for enigmas.
Bailey would know. Bailey has seen him try to go into his like sexy mode.
Yeah. Poor little Galliard.
Oh,
No, she wouldn't say that out loud, but that's Bailey's internal thoughts. You're real awkward. Let me show you how it's done. Botch! As the bonar tries to seduce her way into the building.
oh no.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
So is Misha just walking by the group?
Yeah, she's because she wasn't paying too close of attention, and she's just kind of walking right past. You know, not Not super fast, because she wasn't really sure what she was doing anyways, but, well, water. So, yeah, she's walking within a few feet, probably.
So as she goes by Rebecca, who's now on high alert in like every possible way,
Yeah, probably. I mean, she's by you.
does pay attention for once, and you hear a maybe familiar voice go, "Oh," kind of a surprised intonation as you walk by.
She'll kind of blink just because it was a tone that caught, a different tone than all of the normal people around, and kind of glance that way.
Rebecca is smiling.
She blinks, yeah, in a second. Go ahead.
Just smiling like she's surprised to see you.
Yeah, she also looks pretty surprised because she wasn't expecting it, of all the places and all the, cities or whatever. But she'll kind of offer up sort of like a half wave, like that acknowledgement wave.
Rebecca doesn't leave her current company, but she waves back, and her body language says you'd be welcome if you wanted to come over, but she doesn't chase Misa down or anything. Chase? You know what I meant.
Fish.
Chase?
Chase
Misa.
Yeah.
Frickin'.
She pauses for a second, looks to the water, looks back at the group, looks back at the water. There is a look of longing.
Sam spills water on himself. Not really.
That would be so funny, though.
Let me know when I can roll enigmas to figure out that the shirt's coming open.
It's not coming open. No menace.
And, there are no medicines formed if it's Rebecca or Misha.
Hey.
And she will sort of slow down and pause, take maybe a step or two towards them just to feel it out.
Rebecca's saying to Sam and Bailey, sorry, a friend of mine, and she gestures towards. Okay, apparently my mouth has just given up on S's tonight. She gestures toward Misha. Wasn't expecting to see her here either.
Brooklyn's kind of my place.
Is it?
Did I ever give you a business card?
I don't remember. You had a website, though, right?
Yes. And she'll rummage around and pull out a card to hand her. And it says it is an address in Brighton Beach, which is, far from, not where we're at the moment, but you get the idea. It's still Brooklyn.
She just kind of grins. So, you're a little territorial about it.
Oh, I don't think I'd want to own the whole thing. Too much responsibility.
You get dehydrated. Sorry. Muttering under her breath.
Dehydrated?
Just a stupid joke. Hi. Let me say as I drop my accent. Hold on.
It sounded like you're literally leaning over to pick it back up. Like,
she reaches to the ground to pick up her accent that she dropped.
That's where I put that thing.
It's real fucked up. Let me tell you something. Anyways, my name fucking A. Sammy, I'm forgetting my fucking name now. Bailey.
Hi.
And this lovely This lovely individual here is my boy Sammy.
Oh, you're dating. Okay.
No, no,
Hi, nice to meet
No.
both of you. As she holds her
it's
hand
not
out.
like that. We've met once.
You did?
Yes, at Ritual Tea.
Oh, right. Right.
You made a real big impact, Sam.
No, I just forgot. Yeah, we have. Well, I have a new acquaintance in common with him.
That was the quickest fucking ragamuffin. Gain renown. No.
Deed name me. Name me now.
Sam just kind of scratches the back of his head. I see we've reached an impasse. Oh, hello? Am I still
Hello?
here?
No, we're still live.
Okay.
We're just all standing in awkward silence. Like,
Rebecca's
Yeah.
kinda trying to figure out how to salvage the fact that nobody remembers each other.
Well, Misha does now that she was reminded. He was rather quiet much of the time while she was there.
So, are you
Sorry.
here for the music?
Hmm?
Are you here for the music?
I mean, I noticed as I passed by. I just wanted to get out for a little bit.
It's a beautiful night. Perfect for getting out for a little bit.
It is.
Are you okay?
She kind of scrubs at her eyes a little bit, but nods. I'm just going to say it's probably too dark for you to... I mean, unless you want to look really closely, but she definitely looks tired. It depends on how dark it is. I don't know.
How well lit does the park look?
well, it's a concert.
But
So-
we're a little bit away from the concert, though.
Mm.
Not real far, but you know.
I don't know. Last time I was in New York, everything was really, really brightly lit. It's hard to tell what time it is there.
That's fine. I don't care if you guys want to catch it. It doesn't matter to me. She just looks tired. She's, starting to get those kind of bags under her eyes because it's been a week.
Oh,
A week of 7 successes.
perception medicine that?
Uh,
Can I perception medicine that? Or
yeah,
something?
you go for it. And then I'm going to let my ST tell you what the hell you figure out from it.
Okay.
And 3 successes.
She's definitely been having a hard time sleeping for probably an extended period of time. These, whatever it is causing, I mean, medicine it doesn't go into the psychological stuff or anything like that.
No.
So yeah, she is definitely tired.
You look pretty beat. Trying to settle the mind before bedtime?
I mean, of course, I'm trying to save the world before bedtime.
Oh. Gosh. She pulls out her phone to check the time. What's your normal bedtime?
Well, I've never been good at a set bedtime.
So you probably have an hour and a half? Do you need help with that?
Do you have some ideas for saving the world?
Oh, I do.
Of course you do, Sam.
I guess it depends on what you're saving the world from.
I mean, there are so many things. I could make a list.
Well, if any of them involve recycling, Sam is the one you want to go to.
And he waves, his eyes, big eyes, lit up, a smile.
I mean, recycling does, in fact, help the world maybe from going further to hell.
It would help
Oh,
if we
even-
were. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it would help if we stopped making so much fucking garbage in the first place, but you know.
Yeah, she does that kind of pointing at you like, like that. Yeah, I mean, recycling doesn't really solve the problem. It just keeps it from getting worse.
I figure the more we can pick up after ourselves and other people lack the mental and sometimes physical function too, well, the closer we can get to reaching normality.
The longer we can wait between fucking cell phones.
She blinks. What did you just say about cell phones?
Said the longer we can wait between them, you know? Like, everybody wants the newest fucking gadget. When your shit still works, why don't you just hold on to it?
Oh, no, I understand. There's some teenagers out there that'll just throw their phones against the wall to get an excuse to get a new one. It exists. I've seen it.
Where?
I mean, Rebecca's quick put the kibosh on teenage murders.
Because children don't exist.
Bailey can't murder what doesn't exist, though she may try.
Unless, well,
she
teenagers.
changed the subject and just kind of shakes her head. I guess, especially when it's teenagers, the important thing you need to change is society. There's got to be a reason for that sort of behavior. It's not just carelessness. There's a need behind it.
He nods. I suppose the easy thing to point at is avarice. Or envy. We can't just stop technological advancements now, can we?
Can't we?
We can't.
We could try.
Well, the question is it useful to blame the envy in that case when the technology is really the culprit? And I don't think it's a question of stopping. Tailoring, maybe. If technology is advancing carelessly, rather than, what would you call it, green?
I suppose I would. Ecologically friendly.
Much better said, thank you. That.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, well, during this conversation you guys were just having about like technology and stuff, she's like looking. She's kind of sort of tucking her phone a little deeper in her pocket. She's just kind of like, no, nobody's messing with my technology.
You're suggesting that perhaps one day we might be able to make phones and their components out of biodegradable alloy.
I don't know that much about the actual technology, to be honest. I know very, very, very little. I just know if technology is going to be advancing anyway, it seems like...
Here's the thing, Sam. They're gonna learn how to make it out of something that's sustainable and renewable, but it's not gonna be as fucking fast as the shit that's burning a hole in the goddamn sky. And so it's gonna be completely abandoned so that people can continue to send dick pics to each other.
Oh, that's true.
Then why not... If it's not as fast, then it's not a comparable technology. Keep advancing it. Unless there's some sort of actor who is actively benefiting from the waste, which is definitely a thing.
See, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that the that they are benefiting from the waste. They think, oh, well, it doesn't matter that there's pollution somewhere in China because I've got this fancy schmancy cell phone and it's the latest model. But, your kids are going to be suffocating. The water you drink's going to poison you and give you cancer. They act like since it happens where they can't see it directly, it doesn't actually exist. It may as well be on another goddamn planet, but it's all one thing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off on you, Doc.
You're all right.
Sam has a sympathetic look on his face, and he's been nodding along. And says, I wonder then. And takes out his phone, starts jotting down notes, like a notepad.
Mm-hmm.
Biodegradable.
There's also the question of cost.
Oh, it's always the focus.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, that maybe it shouldn't be, but the simple fact is, if the ordinary man or whatever, man or woman or whatever, cannot afford it, then it doesn't matter if the technology is there or not.
Why a lot of different trends are hard to catch on. Cost efficiency, you're absolutely right.
Swap in your health for a cheaper phone because cancer treatments are so affordable.
You act as though it's all so common sense.
I understand that people are very short-sighted.
And you sound like you blame them for it.
Yeah, a little.
That's not very effective.
Well, I'm not exactly
be
a
satisfying.
technological mastermind, so.
It might be satisfying, but isn't that the problem? That people are going for the satisfying instead of the effective?
I choose
It's
to
the same
remove.
urge.
Perhaps. I try my best to remove myself from that perpetual cycle of buying the best and shiniest new thing. And she pulls out like an old fucking phone. It's got like duct tape on the corner of it. Cracked screen. This is not a smartphone.
Becca nods.
Puts it back in her pocket. Still works. I can still fucking call somebody. I can text somebody. It may take a little longer because I gotta hit the numbers a few times, but there's no reason to replace the damn thing. Why? So I can look at cat videos while I'm on the subway? When did we become so short-sighted and so desperate not to look at our fellow people in the eye that we just can't fucking cope with it? We need any sort of excuse to disconnect from everything. And that's all these phones are.
Sam unbuttons the top button.
For who? Roll rage. No, I'm kidding.
Hold your perception primal urge.
God, no.
No.
I know neither of you have any pure breed.
No.
Right.
Is it a disconnect, though, or is it a different connection? Maybe what you're missing is the connection there. Human beings are wired to connect as many times as possible.
Also, you're missing the obvious. I mean, what are we doing right now? Was that hard?
How do you mean?
We're talking to each other face to face. That's what she's saying doesn't happen anymore.
Well, it obviously happens.
Yeah,
I can
but
understand what you're what you're saying about wanting it to happen more.
This is band playing, right? Up there, working their asses off, trying to entertain us. And look at the audience. She points to like various cell phone screens on. All of them are here for a fucking experience. And not a single one of them's connecting, not even with another person in the audience. They're stuck on the fucking screen.
That screen is a connection to a person. They're here. They're having an experience. It's just not the experience you want them to have.
They're probably videoing and sending it to their best friend.
Maybe. Maybe they should have done their best to get the friend out.
Maybe the friend couldn't. Maybe the friend lives across the country.
It's a cycle.
I'm not saying that there's not some of what you're saying out there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, who hasn't seen people walking blindly down the street with their face stuck to their phone? I'm just saying it's not as far gone as you think.
Look, I understand there's like social media and such. And that's fine. I've heard the spiel of interconnectedness. We can get in touch with each other anywhere, anyway. But you used to use your phones to call somebody. Now you send them like a little video clip, 20 seconds of what you were doing, some random traffic jam you're in. How is that connecting? Yeah, they got to see something you did, but it's not happening in real time. They're not actually experiencing it with you. If that person over there is taking a video of this jazz band to send to a friend across the country, that friend is still not experiencing it with her. What her friend is experiencing, sure, it may be communication, but it isn't necessarily connection. Connection requires a lot more effort than a lot of people these days are willing to put forward.
Effort and also materials. You're discounting the ecological cost of people gathering.
Oh, honey, I'm not discounting the ecological cost of anything. I understand traveling across country isn't something that is affordable or practical. But this is a pretty big freaking city. We should be connecting within.
And the people without can just fuck right off?
Sam raises his brows and tilts his head a little bit.
Rebecca's grinning.
The people with the people without. You know, I had an interesting conversation with somebody yesterday about like a year ago was the last time he talked to his sister on the phone. I've come to discover something, and that is when people are without, it's usually something they've done to themselves. And yeah, maybe it's not always the case. Nothing is a 100% answer across the board. But you think having a newer cell phone is going to get him in touch with his sister? It's not about the connectedness. It's about the fact that we feel the need to get the newest and latest and fuck all that we actually lose in the process of doing that. And we say it's because we want to be connected. This is what keeps us connected. Well, honey, I got this phone and I was able to connect with Sammy here to come out and actually see this jazz concert.
But there's plenty you can't do on that phone. I can look up the backgrounds of these musicians. I can know them.
You can order a pizza while you're watching it.
So what you're saying is you can distract yourself from the band.
Or I can stumble across them and suddenly find out more about them than I would otherwise.
Or, I can go home or to the library or, use a computer somewhere and look them up afterwards if they've made an impact on me.
It's true. Or you could ask the person next to you. Might make a friend that way.
Might
Something.
interrupt the music.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Might interrupt the music. Might interrupt their experience.
True.
We're cheek by jowl here in New York. It's important that you learn when to interrupt and when not to interrupt. Or we'll all go crazy. Sometimes, yeah, it's important to disconnect. Humans aren't meant to live this close, but it's more ecologically sound for us to live this close than for us to expend the resources to drive ourselves everywhere. When you do the math, putting people one on top of the other saves a lot of resources, but it takes a toll on humanity. We're all just figuring out how the fuck to get along. You can blame it on people just being lousy, or you can try and understand the need and figure out how to fix it without messing something else up.
It's that dying of thirst in the middle of the ocean kind of scenario you got going on there, Doc. You got water everywhere, not a drop to drink, people everywhere, and you just can't connect because you got to find a way to be alone while in the middle of a crowd. And the best way to do that is the phone that's also supposed to be keeping you connected.
It's a different kind of connection, or it wouldn't be effective. The thing about sitting in the middle of the ocean is you really can't drink that water. It's salty. It's not good for you.
Somebody who's resourceful knows how to get fresh water, even when they're in the middle of the ocean.
If they have the tools. With the right equipment, sure. That takes knowing what resources you need, knowing what problems you're about to face. None of it's simple is all I'm saying.
I think the problem we're facing is that everybody has different needs to connect. But it's impossible to accommodate for everyone, at least right now. Both of your points have merit. And I can't help but say, in a way, I agree with them both.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm really not. There's just...
You're allowed to say I'm wrong, Doc. I'm not going to be offended if somebody has a difference of opinion, but I'm certainly going to make sure, I say my piece.
I can understand that. Hang on, she's got to roll a thing.
Okay.
She's... It's good. We're set.
All right.
It's all an interesting question. I'm glad there are wiser minds than mine looking into new technologies that are more sustainable. She gestures towards Sam. I'm sure you have plenty of very smart friends working very hard on that sort of thing.
Oh, I certainly have a couple. Always trying to make more.
And instead you make friends with the likes of me. She gives him a friendly elbow.
He'll smile and give her a pat on the back.
Sometimes the technology you're looking for is already been discovered. Just needs a new way to use it. In my experience, people who reuse, who recycle, are very resourceful.
So what we need is like the right advertising campaign. If you manage to convince everybody that the hottest new trend was to talk through tin cans and a fucking string, I guarantee you wouldn't be able to make it through New York without getting garroted.
I think you're wrong, but I would love to see someone try.
Just imagine how much string it would take to connect every apartment in New York. It'd be like a gigantic spider's web.
I twitch.
Smile.
Y'all want to roll that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that subterfuge or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do that. I'll roll my thing at diff 8 and probably botch.
Do I even have subterfuge? I do. Thank you, Bailey.
Say you better.
Oh my god, you guys! I got 2 successes
Hey, well done.
because diff 8.
Woo! I got 4.
She doesn't see it on Bailey.
Mm-mm.
Sees me in.
Fuck, I gotta buy up my minute.
Oh!
Yeah, buddy.
I matched. No, I didn't. That 7 doesn't count. Only got 2.
Well done, werewolves. Nothing weird about spiders here. Everybody's normal in this little group of.
Spiders are fine.
You know, except for that really weird whiff of salty air that keeps hitting you when you're by a freshwater source. But whatever.
Try not to sniff.
Was that a fart? No. He doesn't say that. Is that-
So that's an intense conversation for a concert.
Isn't that what we're here for? Music.
Intense conversation?
She grins. Not you, huh? You came to get away? Sorry.
It's alright. I do know. I mean, if I want intense conversations, I have a very specific friend that I can go to just for that.
Who's that?
Oh, I'm gonna guess that maybe you haven't met him. Guy I know by the name of William.
I know some Williams.
Well, if you ever had an intense conversation with him, you would know.
That's fair. Is his last name White?
Misha does a really weird blink because that's really close to black, white, black, white, black. But shakes her head.
Wait a minute. Oh no, this is even worse. The werewolf whose name was William.
Wait a minute, didn't he? Yeah, he actually used William Black with you, didn't he?
Yep, he did.
Oh no, that's going to come back to haunt us now. Okay, yeah, rephrase it because that's what you would say.
Yeah. Is his last name Black?
There's a head tilt because it's even then it's still kind of a common name, but it's really a little suspicious at this point.
Oh, we
Maybe.
might have a friend in common. He's very into environmental things too, yes?
Not that I know of. Maybe I just haven't heard that spiel yet.
He was very intense about it when we had dinner.
Yeah, that's not something I've heard from my friend.
Well, New York is big. And Rebecca's going to actually roll that too, because who's a weirdo? Nobody's a weirdo here. We're all normal. There's no way you could know each other.
your thing. Let's see. I just keep getting success. I got a success. I'm pretty happy. I'm just happy to get a success on making this world
That's
nice.
fair. That's fair. Rebecca smiles placidly.
But everything is different.
You're not a fairy. They're not werewolves. Everything's nice.
New York is filled with weirdos.
Well, to be fair, the fact that she knew William Black, you might think if you knew that he was one of them. I don't know if you knew that or not. But you might be able to connect. You might think that she's one of them too.
Hasn't she seen Misha though? I feel like she's seen Misha looking silly, looking sulkily.
I don't think so. I don't think you've ever had any reason to look at her.
I feel like they were in a bar scene together way back when.
The Claude scene.
Oh wait, I know it was someone else.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was someone else. I'm thinking of. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because the last bar scene we did was Claude.
Aw.
That's what happens when you have a long-term character. You start mixing everything together.
It's true. A couple of his cousins stayed with me for a while, actually. They were fun. He was a good guy. I haven't seen him in ages.
I'll ask him if. I mean, I don't think he has any family, so probably different.
Probably different. The one I know had lots of family. She does not look at Sam or Bailey. She's very intently not looking at Sam or Bailey.
Yeah, families definitely. I don't. As far as I know, he doesn't really have any family. So
Darn, I like connections like that. New York's full of them.
Man,
Yeah.
I need to get out more.
Oh,
I mean, you do.
Yeah, meet some of these very opinionated friends. That way I won't feel so guilty.
Oh,
For arguing.
I will put my friend and you in a room, and I will lock the door and walk away. It'll be fine.
Oh, goodness.
that sounds...
Well, maybe I won't lock the door, but I will close the door and walk away.
I don't think your friend would like that very much.
You don't know my friend. As Misha's considering the fact that this is William Black and you're a girl.
Whatever, she's only appearance too.
It doesn't change anything in Misha's head. You don't know my friend is the last thing you see on her face.
Rebecca's imagining being locked in a room with a strange werewolf. Struggling not to look just horrified. Why would you do that to somebody? It's awful. I thought you were nice.
I mean, yeah. Being locked in a room with a gigantic troll is probably not much better.
That's legit. That's legit.
Except Bailey wouldn't know he's a giant troll. She'd just be like, you're kind of an asshole.
I mean, welcome to Misha's world. How many times has Misha literally called him that?
Oh, argumentative people. They rub each other the wrong way.
So, did you grow up around here?
Who?
She's looking at Bailey.
Oh, no. Not from around here. Some shitty city in New Jersey.
Rebecca nods. I'm still not good with the accents. Sorry.
Neither am I. Back to in character, though.
No, sorry. In character, she's apologizing like she can't tell the accents apart.
Yeah.
What brought you to New York?
Oh, amazing job opportunities and I'm a people person.
Becca's gonna roll that.
You gonna what?
Roll that.
Oh, great. Should actually put this in the dice roller, not the side chat.
I'm thinking I might just stop rolling entirely just so I don't botch something. The odds are building up that I'm going to botch.
Actually, that roll is diff 4. MA.
Oh, that was Rebecca's manip sub.
Oh
Here's her. You're right though. Let's do a P&E.
shit! I'm sorry.
No,
Oh,
you're good. You're right.
No, I'm apologizing to Carol.
It's all right.
4 successes.
Yeah, she's obviously lying.
I figured. I wasn't gonna roll it because Rebecca just assumed.
You don't like
4
people.
successes. Not saying you're right, but you're right. With 4 successes though, what is like? I know it's not a lie detector.
Mhm.
What is the emotion behind it that she's kind of putting off that Rebecca can see with lots of successes?
Whatever she like left behind, she has like some serious mixed feelings about. Like somewhere between relief and remorse. Maybe both.
Interesting.
Fuck,
Fair
I
enough.
wish I'd have P&E'd that shit.
Go ahead.
Everybody's like, well, you're P&Ing all the time. And I'm like, I get interesting shit, fuckers.
Shit. Hey, that's 2.
There you go. So you could also see that Bailey's is, masking some mixed emotions. Or attempting to and failing.
So
I should have taken that acting class. Getting there. Keep myself busy,
job opportunities then, not necessarily they're not a particular thing that drew you. You're not a theater major.
Oh. I don't have the look of a starlet on the rise, she says. And,
Well,
Jesus. Honest, aren't you?
the beautiful thing about New York is how many different looks there are for starlets on the rise.
No, I'm not a theater major. I'm a scrapper.
You fight people?
No, I pull apart the garbage that people have, the stuff that they just throw away to be thrown in some dumpster, rotten amongst diapers and shit.
Oh,
And I find the good metal, and I send it to a recycling plant, and they pay me to bring them that shit.
that sounds very dangerous.
I mean, you just take a crowbar to it. It's not a dainty job, but it's not like I'm running heavy machinery and nothing.
She nods. You get the sense that crowbars seem fairly dangerous to Rebecca, just in general. Particularly in a occupational sense.
Why? Do I need a P&E crowbars?
No, not specifically crowbars, but she doesn't look like someone who probably has used a lot of tools in her life. Like, if you showed her a wrench, she would be like, "Oh, look, a tool. That's definitely a tool."
You mean like me in sports? Hey guys, they're playing sports ball.
Exactly. But she also doesn't look judgmental about it. She's smiling still. Friendly.
Well, New York has a lot of garbage, so
It does.
keeps me busy.
I spent a fair amount of time digging through it myself.
Oh yeah, you scrap it too?
Maybe not professionally like you, but I do.
She kind of laughs when you say professional.
Yeah. She's totally meant it as like half of a joke, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I dig through stuff and I try to. I recycle stuff that I find in there, make it into jewelry.
That is very refreshing. Making something beautiful out of absolute garbage.
She shrugs. Yep. And I sell it in my shop along with a lot of other people's stuff that they make.
Actual garbage.
Yeah. You should see the cool things you can do with like an 80s computer parts.
Oh, I believe you. I don't doubt even a little bit. It's fascinating to me.
And nobody wants their old crappy 80s computer, so hey. I might as well get something out of it.
Much better than going to a landfill.
I can't use all of it. But I use what I can.
So an artisan, a spirit of destruction and reconstruction, and a writer.
He wafts his hand in a few circles and takes a bow.
Good group. This is why I like jazz.
Oh, right, jazz. Or she completely like doesn't even like forgot that the music was even playing.
What? Forgetting jazz? How could you?
Hey now.
You're an all-star.
Oh no.
This is why you're my favorite.
Our entire generation's been poisoned by that song. Poisoned, I say.
It wasn't even the generation that it came out during for.
Rebecca's going to glance around and then slide down to sit in the grass again, kind of eyeballing her own ass as best she can in the shadows to see whether scooching around has stained anything.
Staring at your own ass is not a subtle gesture.
No, it's not. She's like twisted around and be like, fuck. I stained my shorts. Balls. Except more polite.
Balls.
100%. 100%. That's what her expression says.
Misha will be intrigued by this woman whose expression can say balls.
She has a wide range of facial expressions.
Facial expressions is under linguistics.
My expression specialty is balls, I'll have you know.
Oh no.
Funny, I have that under athletics.
Oh God, no.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
I guess better than understand.
Oh, changelings.
God damn it.
That thing, never mind. I'm not going to. Back to this.
Actually, no,
don't
I have one more joke. One more. Specialty under seduction.
Don't feed the animals, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. How's it work?
No, you.
No, you.
No, you. So, does anyone read?
Yeah, lots actually.
What are you reading now?
I picked up a book of poetry at the library last week.
Oh, excellent.
Hmm.
Any particular theme?
Pablo Neruda.
Oh, my favorite. Do you speak Spanish?
Not a lick, hun, but luckily it's translated on the other page.
Would that be Intimacies? Is that the name of the collection?
It might be. I don't remember. I like Pablo Neruda. I don't actually own any of the books.
No, that's fair. She shrugs. He's been very well translated. Brilliant writer. You have good taste.
Thanks. In spite of my rough upbringing, because I wasn't glued to computers or video games, it was either go to the library or throw rocks in a quarry, and that shit's kind of boring.
I'm learning Spanish right now, and the reason I ask is I specifically got the side-by-side translation to help with that. It's better if you have something to relate to, a reason to remember the words. What could be more memorable than Neruda?
A man could write a beautiful poem about his dog passing away, make you weep for it.
She nods. And long for it, which is the worst part. You find yourself longing for things that you shouldn't long for. Saying, no, that was a bad thing. How is it so beautiful?
Just
And you
breaks
put
you
it like-
damn hot.
I don't know if I would say that it's broken my heart, but my heart's sturdy stuff.
Sam nods in agreement.
To what? Pablo Neruda, sturdy stuff.
I'm
Sturdy
gonna give you
stuff.
that nod. Hang on.
Shit.
Oh no, I wanted that one real bad.
Ha.
Gloating does not become you, sir.
No, but so seldom do I get the chance.
That's fair.
But I mean, he's not necessarily hiding it. So I mean, still, from a casual glance, the nod is definitely pointed at. You know, I'll give it to you. Sturdy heart is the last thing she said.
Can I roll again at a higher diff? I want this real bad.
Sure.
Don't punch.
Oh my god. What is that?
That's my backstory. Let me just PM it to you.
Okay, specifically, she's wondering whether he...
Is that 5 or 8?
That's 5. She doesn't
Okay.
have a specialty in Peony yet. I've been really good, Robbie. I've been really, really good.
I know.
I'm still being good. I'm not doing it. I'm being good.
There are very few players in my venue that have justification.
But
But
I do. I overuse that skill like nobody else. Anyway,
you do.
so she's looking at him when he nods. She's looking at him to see whether he agrees that he has a sturdy heart, or whether he's thinking she has a sturdy heart, or what his expression is saying in terms of like what drove him to nod.
It is a nod of agreement. With 5, yeah, like a nod of agreement as if he shares the sentiment. But not only that he shares it, but it is a nod of confident agreement. So perhaps you could discern that he believes there's some importance in having a sturdy heart.
Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted. I can go to sleep, please, tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dice Roller.
I've actually picked up a fiction book. It was recommended to me by a friend.
Oh yeah, what is it?
The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott. It's about orphans and thieves, magical doohickeys, and
Thingamabobs?
thingamabob. Oh, plenty of them.
I've got plenty, but who cares? No,
No
big
big deal.
Oh no.
Now it's
Oh.
Rebecca's turn to nod.
Wait.
To nod in agreement.
I'm gonna peony that. No.
Please don't peony the Disney lyrics.
I mean, I'm playing a Selkie who just gave Little Mermaid lyrics.
That's legit, though. That's legit.
Tide rolling.
Sam looks over and like is tempted to like nudge Bailey, but ultimately decides not to. There is a physical hesitation, and he says, "Oh, come on, you don't like Disney? Everybody likes Disney."
The process of nicifying the fairy tales so that they can be turned into toys out of toxic plastic that kids will get bored of like an hour later after Christmas.
Or it could help keep the fairy tales and the old stories alive by giving them a new twist, a new version.
A very changeling of you. Change that purple rose to a white one.
They don't really show what the story was about anymore.
No, it's not the original at all.
No, true, but you can't very well have children seeing the original now, can we?
Why not?
It's very dark.
Livestock.
What I'm saying is that stories change. The original story might have been true then, but is it still true now? That's the thing. If it changes, then it means it's continuing to change as things should.
And again, the question becomes, is it helpful?
I think so.
I think that you can have multiple interpretations. I see a point, in the damage that's caused by a commercialized industry, specifically one such as Disney. But there is also some merit in the wonder and joy that it brings.
Yeah, the merit and the joy they get because they treat their animators like shit. The wonder and joy out of making basically sweatshop conditions for people working day and night for years for a motion picture they're never going to get fucking credit for. But where else are they going to go? They got their big break because they get to work for Disney. Yeah, they sell you all that magical wonder crap. It's all toxic underneath.
Is it?
I guarantee you, anything that makes that much money is poison all the way down.
The human body is capable of dealing with a surprising number of poisons.
She's gonna give you a weird look for that. Super. Yeah.
It's actually true. One of the myths behind the actual final disappearance of Napoleon Bonaparte is actually quite interesting. It's, of course, a theory, but have you heard the one of him? He just kind of looks around, like he's just won Jeopardy.
Bailey's looking at him like he just grew a second head.
Oh, see, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's making me sad that I can't tell you. Because Misha would not know. Damn it.
Rebecca's waiting. She doesn't know either.
Yeah, she knows. She's like, I know who Napoleon is.
Well, the long and short of it is, he drank the poison, believing that it would take so very much to kill him, because he thought of himself so importantly. But in fact, that he drank so much that it sort of negated itself.
Is that a thing?
It is a myth.
Something like that.
They're myths for a reason.
Rebecca turns and looks at him, like she actually looks him in the eye without really meaning to. For just a minute.
Roll willpower.
Oh! Okay.
No.
As we ST
this.
from the corner.
Let's stare down a werewolf. That seems like a really good choice tonight.
I'm gonna roll my dominate.
No, but when he says that, she turns and looks at him for a minute and just looks for just a minute.
There's a brightness in his expression. At this smile.
I have to agree with you. There are myths for a reason. Many, many reasons.
Anything to take a jab at old Napoleon's hubris?
I got nothing.
Is that a personal hatred of yours, is Napoleon?
Oh, I don't have a very wide capacity for hate. No, I'm afraid not. Well, I'm not afraid not, but it's just something amusing.
That's something you should be proud to be able to say. That you don't have a very wide capacity for hate. Good for you. I imagine that takes work.
I say something that's not worthy of a peony.
What?
I said, how can I think of something to say that's not worthy of a peony?
You can't. Just give in.
Just say Gaia, 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 Gaia. That ought to cover the, everything.
It's got a big old hole in this veil.
Yes, exactly.
Oh no, the litany.
I'm not a Philodox. No, what did she say again?
She said that he should be proud of himself for being able to say that he doesn't have a lot of room for hate, and that she imagines it takes a lot of work.
She's negging you.
She's not. She looks like she's doing the opposite of negging. There's honest approval and affection, and
He's
I was joking because it's like telling the werewolf, like, I know it's hard for you not to hate everything. It's hard for you people. I don't like how you said you people.
he just smiles and nods.
Mhm.
Should I get my minute sub dice down?
You can if you're hiding something.
Two. Ha!
Mm. Alas.
I shouldn't laugh that loud.
I just yawned and completely forgot what we were talking about. Like, it just Napoleon. We're talking about Napoleon and hate. Got it. I'm back on track.
And that was Thoughts and Getting Back on Track by Emmy Hood.
I'm sorry. You're right about my bedtime. Old people are getting old in this scene. She's gonna look over at Misha. What about you? How much room is there in your heart for hate?
That's a pretty personal question, isn't it?
You don't have to answer. Just she kind of gestures towards the. Robbie, I was just typing. Look out! Here comes the hunter. Distracted. She kind of gestures out towards the water and towards like the sky that's completely dark now. You know, just a philosophical question.
Everybody's capable of hate.
Of course, absolutely.
So am I capable of it? Absolutely.
No, how much room?
However much room there needs to be.
Sorry, it was rude of me.
It's just kind of an impossible question to answer.
Impossible.
Yeah, like, do you have... What am I supposed to do? Say exactly 73.3% is, completely filled with love. Therefore, that is all the love I can have. I mean, I'm not quite sure how you want me to answer that one.
Philosophy can be vague, metaphorical, poetic.
I'd rather talk about fairy tales.
All right.
Which one is your favorite fairy tale?
She ponders this a second. Well, that's kind of a vague question, because you can turn almost any story into a fairy tale.
You are impossible, madam.
What jumps to mind?
Well, because I was just singing it, The Little Mermaid.
As a favorite?
It's the first one that popped into my head.
She nods. The Disney version or the original?
Original. But there's nothing wrong with the other one, I don't think. It's a little sugar-coated, won't deny it.
Nothing wrong with a girl changing her entire life around so that she can marry a perfect stranger. Well, alienating her family.
And even better, yeah, she's pretty... The age is an issue there, too.
Yeah, 16 years old. How much sense did you have when you were 16?
A lot, actually.
Oof. Rough childhood?
Kind of happens when, you don't really have a home. So, yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. Let's say I had enough sense to survive.
Hey, sometimes that's all it takes, right?
Yep. She nods to that rather firmly.
What about you, Bailey?
What about me? My favorite fairy tale? I like the old version of Beauty and the Beast. He's not some screaming dick, but it's very sad.
The old version. I don't think I've heard the old version.
The Beast he cares that Beauty is there. He wants her to be happy. He wants her to come back. There's a bunch of different versions of Beauty and the Beast. Sometimes the girl fucks up and she has to go on some sort of quest to win her boy back, you know? Sometimes things end up hunky-dory real fast, real nice. A lot of times the monster almost dies because he's absolutely heartbroken and she leaves. And sometimes, just fucking sometimes, that beast is Bluebeard.
Rebecca's spine kind of stiffens as she says Bluebeard, and she glances at Bailey. She's gonna peony that too.
I'm gonna peony that shit.
I'm gonna peony the peony.
What are you guys looking for in that? So I know what to explain.
I don't know. I'm not peonying anything. I'm just gonna take it at face value because that's way too much peony.
Got two, one success from each of you, and I'm not trying to hide anything. So
I mean, she's not looking. It's not a lie detector. She's looking for how, as Bailey's gone through the various incarnations of this story, and the last one is intense. Like that's a. She's kind of checking to see whether.
She does not seem to think Bluebeard is good.
Okay.
She is simply acknowledging that it is a version of the story.
Mhm.
Because earlier they were talking about different adaptations of stories and stuff like that, and Bluebeard is a Beauty and the Beast story. But if you guys had gotten more, yeah, there would have been a little more. But with one, she does not seem to approve of Bluebeard.
Sure.
He says it.
Bluebeard is my role model.
No. It's more like sometimes he's that Prince Charming turns out to be a monstrous fucker.
Sure.
I found an old fairy tale book in the trash years ago. And I think I vaguely remember something to do with the Bluebeard. Was that the one that had a closet that was always locked or something, or a room that was always locked and that she got into it?
Yeah. It's where he'd keep the bodies of his dead wives.
Yeah, that one. All right. Hey, nobody was watching what I was reading.
It's for the best. Once people stop monitoring what you're reading, you're not going to learn shit.
I'm gonna... She's trying to hide an expression here, so... If age... And I got 2.
Man. Zilch. You're doing pretty good with that +2 diff over there, just saying.
3.
I'm still waiting for it to blow up in my face.
That's fair. It's waiting. It's biding its time.
It is. Yeah, so unless somebody got more than 2 and was paying attention. Okay. There's sort of something that kind of bothered her about what you said. How many more did you get?
Just 1.
Okay. Yeah, there's something that kind of bothered her about what you said. Something that hit home a little bit.
Something bothering you?
Nah, just having a conversation here.
Sure. But anyway.
Yeah, she glances off in a different direction for a second. Really at Inaba to make sure Inaba's okay. But, just looks like she's glancing off.
But yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Sometimes the monster isn't your Prince Charming. He's not just some mook who's rough around the edges. He's gonna be some fucker who wants to take a chunk of flesh. You know how it is.
Of course. That's why we have fairy tales. So we know what to tell ourselves when we start to suspect that this time it's bad.
So how truthful do you think they are? Do you think they're based on any kind of a true story?
Who are you asking?
In general.
Yeah, they're an old tradition. Ladies would tell them to each other to tell stories without really telling the story. I'm being sent off to marry some guy. I'm a little nervous about it. That kind of thing.
Because he has a bunch of dead wives in his closet?
Well, if we're going for the less menacing versions of the story, it's because he isn't that good looking. But yeah, sometimes that.
Rebecca smiles. But she doesn't say anything.
Misha will let it lapse into silence if no one continues that.
What about you? Do you believe in fairy tales?
Who's she asking? Rebecca?
She's asking Misha since she's the one who posed the question about that.
Got it.
Absolutely. I believe in all of them.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll that peony.
I'm gonna roll my lips that I'm gonna botch now.
Only have one success to beat.
I got one!
Ah, damn you, defender.
I have 2. Oh, Sam's got 4.
Well, with one, she's attempting to sound sarcastic, but you know, there's a hint of a ring of sincerity to that. And with 4, well, you know, you can still tell that she's trying to pass it off as sarcasm, but she believes.
Rebecca doesn't say anything. She just lets that one go. It is after dark at Brooklyn Bridge Park. There is a jazz concert, free jazz concert going on.
We're kind of near the water.
We've gathered down by the water. Yep. Nearish the water.
I mean, who doesn't believe in fairy tales, right?
Certainly no one here. No.
Especially not the big bad wolf, she says OOC.
Oh no.
Hey, if we're nailing me, I can nail you guys on this one too.
Truth is relative and complicated, says Rebecca entirely unhelpfully.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, no. When Misha said that, Sam just like grins from ear to ear and looks down.
Now I feel like I should need the grin.
You're welcome to. Like, even though I have 4 dice, I know my character, and it would be impossible for him to hide the joy in his heart when you say that.
I mean, I got one. I still got one. How am I not botching something here, guys? Or failing? Like, what the hell? All right, I still got one. He's just happy? Is that what I get from it?
All right, so you both just got one?
Huh?
Yeah, with one. So what Misha said was, what was it? It was something about fairy tales being true.
I believe in all.
Oh yeah, she said, "Oh yeah, I believe in fairy tales. I believe in all the fairy tales." In that sort of going for sarcasm way.
So yeah, no, his smile and look down to the casual onlooker might look as if almost as if like mocking, but with one success and both of you able to peer in deeper, there's some kind of connection there, something that evokes familiarity.
There's a little bit of a head tilt towards his reaction because she's not quite sure what to do with that. But she doesn't say anything because she doesn't know what to do with that.
It's fair. Seems legit. Rebecca just shrugs.
Well, I guess with that opening, as good a time as any is surprisingly not in a outfit that denotes where she works. Out for a walk and hearing the music, Emma sort of walks down the path, sort of cutting through the park to get to the other side, and it's when she'll notice at least two faces that she knows, if not three. And she'll stick her hands in her pocket and snuff out the cherry on her cigarette and toss it into a trash can and make her way over.
As she approaches the group, Rebecca, who's still pretty on edge, her head comes up and she gives them a smile.
Her.
A welcoming smile. Sorry. What were you going to say, Robbie?
Oh, no, I was just saying, you said gives him a smile.
Oh, sorry. I meant her. Sorry. My brain has started to turn to mush. I'm probably not long for this scene because my brain started to turn to mush. I apologize.
Okay.
Emma will walk up. She'll smile with some effort back at Rebecca. And she'll smile at Sam, because she knows Sam. She's met Sam.
Yep. He will put on his best smile, put his left hand in his front left pocket, and offer a casual wave with his right hand. He is wearing a sort of a business casual shirt, very much as pictured, but without the messenger bag.
Fair enough. Emma will return the wave, and she'll sort of run a hand along the side of her head. Not exactly one of the best nights to be out. Hot and humid. Nasty.
Should I peony his gesture in the pocket?
Sure, if you would like to.
As hand in pocket starts playing through my head now.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes?
2 successes. So good.
Does the gesture seem significant?
A little bit. You and yeah, for Rebecca, it almost seems like a slight discomfort.
Okay, but not like he's reaching for a gun.
No, his hand is like you can see the outline of the bulge of his hand in his pocket.
Sure. Okay. Evening, Emma. How goes? It's not that bad.
Well, I've been in this all day. The AC in my apartment's broke.
Oh, no. Oh, you should have called me.
Why?
You know you're welcome to hang out.
Oh. Well, it really didn't occur to me, I guess at the time. Just kind of sat there and toughed it out with Mr. Bigglesby.
Is Mr. Bigglesby all right?
He's ornery and cranky because it's too damn hot, and he won't come out from underneath the cabinets, so...
Does he have a carrier? I'm a little nervous about Mr. Bigglesby around the cats, but if you want to stay the night, my AC's working.
I'll take it under advisement. Think about it.
Sure. No pressure.
And she'll look over at the other two. That I'm not sure if she's met Misha before.
I don't think so. I think she's met Cammy, but not Emma.
Yeah. So then she'll look at the other two, and then look back at Sam and Rebecca, sort of like waiting for introductions.
Emma, this is Sam, Bailey, Misha. This is my friend Emma.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, she'll kind of lift a hand in that little bit of a wave and just be like, "Sup?"
And
She'll return that way with just a nod. Not much. Probably my body temperature at this point.
Misha's probably dressed most appropriately for this weather. She's wearing a tank top, shorts, and flip-flops.
well, I'm glad you survived. I'm glad I've run into you too. I hope. Well, it sounds muggy. It sounds fairly lousy.
Well, luckily the shower's still working and the water's always cold. So that's been nice.
Mm-hmm.
Just 3 or 4 showers a day. It's no big deal.
How do werewolves feel about that?
Water.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to manip sub. Fucking water waster.
Misha just feels like a connection because I like water.
Aw,
I like water.
Hello.
I don't know if I can even. Well, it's only 3. Perception. I could try. Let's see what happens, shall we? Nope. Nope. I got nothing.
Oh, look at that.
Stone faced.
Aren't we just such fun people at the jazz club?
Oh, look, one of them's doing jazz hands. At the jazz club or jazz concert. Yeah.
Jazz Park.
Yeah, sorry. That's my bad.
And all that jazz.
Oh no.
Oh. That.
That makes the second time we've broken out into song in this scene.
It's only the second. I feel like it's the third.
It's nice.
Was it a third?
Yeah, All Star.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Emma will look over at Bailey and just kind of offer a wave.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Cool hair.
Keeps me cool in this weather.
Yeah. Starting to see the flaws in my chosen hairstyle.
I think I might have a pair of scissors in my bag here if you would like a quick updo.
Oh no.
I'm going to go ahead and pass, but offer a thanks anyway.
She's good with hair.
It's a little dark outside.
I could wing it.
I think this is the best plan I've ever heard. I think you should do it. As she kind of looks to Emma.
Oh no. Rebecca fails and looks horrified. Oh no. Please don't go after Emma's head with scissors.
I feel like Rebecca might have started figuring out Misha's nature by now, especially after the seaweed tea. The trickster thing.
Oh, now you remember. I jest.
I noticed it until Rebecca might figure it out. You might have too after the seaweed tea, but you've only met her like once. That was the only time.
That was DC, yeah.
There's 2 things I spend my money on. Bailey, was it?
Yeah.
One of them is booze, and the other one is my hair. Everything else is about as bare bones as they get.
Well, very well. You could pay me for cutting your hair. Consider it payment for services rendered.
It sounds like a deal to me. You should go for it.
In the clear, remorseless Light of day. Preferably.
Maybe if I can see a portfolio of your work.
You're
I'm so-
looking at it, darling.
I'm so tempted to say it's a wonderful night for a haircut, but Sam is not that petty.
No, Misha's going to basically she'll pull up her phone and hold up the phone and just hold it up like near Emma's head and be like, "See, I can get you light."
Well, aren't you just a peach? I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass.
You're
She-
lost, sugar.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, it is. Doing her best to be cordial.
Charisma etiquette? No.
I could. Maybe. Hang on.
I'm kidding.
No, we're
What
gonna
a
do
waste
this.
of a roll on a bonar.
We're gonna fucking do this.
Oh,
I'm gonna
just
put
for
her
that,
on.
Botch, about to be a botch and a rage roll. Here it comes. I can smell it. Smells salty. It's just Asia.
Yeah, so far the salt is just one person.
spreading.
Hey, look at that.
Very
That was
nice.
extremely cordial tonight.
Good job. Rebecca's proud.
I do declare that I must decline to acquiesce your request.
I'm gonna have to decline the generous offer, but maybe next time.
Well, I'll make sure to sharpen my scissors.
Just don't think I'm quite ready for a massive change. I gotta warm up to it, you know?
Well, I'll make sure to keep you on the books.
Until next time you meet at a park in the dark.
That's the best time for a haircut, from what I hear.
Don't judge my lifestyle.
I'm just gonna go ahead and roll this thing.
Sam's actually like gonna smile with teeth at Bailey and really resist the urge to give her a hug.
Apparently, you would judge my lifestyle.
Oh wait. That's I put 7F1 because I type with my face. I have one success.
Type with your face.
2 successes if that 10 explodes. 2 successes. I'm set. I'm good. It's fine.
Okay.
Becca would never judge your lifestyle. Nobody's a hunter.
Or I picture you wearing the sunglasses with the fake nose and mustache when you say that. Nobody's a hunter, say.
Who said anything about hunter? What the fuck's a hunter?
How this journal full of your secrets got in my handbag, I'll never know.
Oh, too close to home. Who does that? Nobody does that. This journal full of your secrets. Oh boy.
Need some pinstripe soups up in here.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca would look amazing in a pinstripe suit. Now I want it real bad. Rebecca starts to yawn. She's going to carefully drag herself to her feet without staining her pants again. I should probably be going. It was wonderful to see you all. Sorry to abandon you, Emma. You know where to find me. I'll leave the door unlocked.
That seems real smart in this city.
That-
For one night.
Yeah, that's really nice, but I'm gonna have to go with Bailey on this one, and just that's not a good idea.
Well, you are going to have to fight for your life to get past Milton.
So
So,
maybe
you're
it's better
right.
that you leave it locked, and if I come by, I'll buzz and.
You're right. You're right. I don't need any homicide charges for when some thief decides to be opportunistic and meets Milton waiting for him behind the mail slot.
What's Milton, a frickin' tiger?
Oh, he's my
Sort
tiger,
of.
though. He's very territorial, my cat.
Ah. Cats.
The most territorial of the bunch.
Is that shade? Do I need to pee in you to see if that's shade?
Do you enjoy having conviction, Vinny?
Some days, yeah. Some days, no. I feel like
Oh, yeah.
I'm a burden.
Do you like having health levels?
Yeah, I do. Yes, that is shade. Because 7 cats is a lot of cats, Rebecca, and you fucking know this.
It's fair.
I thought you were worried or talking about Bailey because cats. Like fucking cats. Any cats. That's too many cats.
Rebecca's pretending she didn't hear that. She's. I'll roll it if you want, but she's pretending
No,
pretty hard.
you can pretend as hard as you want.
She is. She's not going to be like, oh yeah, to a werewolf. Not tonight. Not tonight when she's tired.
Not with the moon that big in the sky. Certainly not.
You right. She has never tested the whole like full moon thing, and she's not starting tonight. No,
While I'm sleepy.
no, exactly.
I don't know. It'll probably wake you up really fucking quick.
I mean, yeah. And then dead. So, Emma throws that good shade. Sorry, Rebecca glances her way and kind of gives her a smirk that's not particularly amused. But she doesn't say anything because she sees you like outing her cat problem in front of everybody. She's not going to make it easier for you.
Justified for a free dot of cat this downtime.
Yes.
No more.
There's
Case 8 is intervention worthy.
Aw. Just so long as nobody with a cat dies, we're fine. Nobody die. What if something... Never mind. Grams at you all. It was great to see all of you. I hope I see you again soon. Dinner sometime, Sam?
Of course.
Excellent. She grins and turns and wanders off towards the jazz. Good night.
Good night.
She leaves. Bailey's gonna give Sam a friendly elbow again. Look at that. You're making impressions with the ladies.
Oh no, it's not like that. You see, it's especially with the age cap. It couldn't possibly be that. It's not like that.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
I think she just called you a lady, Sam.
I was quoting Shakespeare. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, of course. The very, very hip thing of randomly quoting Shakespeare for no reason.
I'm told that a popular response to being accused of being a lady is to offer to prove the contrary.
Keep it in your pants, Sammy.
I mean, there's also the fact that I have the cops on speed dial.
Why?
Well, I may know one or two.
Well, great.
Waves a hand dismissively. Not at the cops, but at the whole affair.
He's not really going to pull out.
No.
Yeah, It's one thing to joke about it, but yeah, she's like, nah, you do that? No.
Yeah. In fact, like the way that he accentuates his statement when he says that is actually kind of not very masculine. He puts his hands on his hips and adjusts his stance in a in a very I don't know.
Does he puff out his chest a little bit? Kind of do the Superman?
No. It's like, if anything, like his hip will shift a little bit with his stance. It's kind of feminine.
I'm going to demand that you open up your camera and show us.
I'm not putting a shirt on for you.
Hey, no one said you had to put clothes on.
Hey.
There are rules to follow.
Girls.
There's nothing wrong with the shirtless guy.
But no, have you... Hey. Hey now. No, you know that sort of stance that that you see in, like, I don't know, rom-coms or whatever, when really anything where a woman is mad at her man, crosses her arms and adjusts her stance so that, like, one knee is kind of outstretched and the other's a little bit bent, you know?
Yes.
Oh, Dane Cook talked about this.
Yeah, he did. So it's like that with Sam.
Fuckville.
Yeah. You know what? I'll say, yeah, his hands aren't on his hips. They're crossed. His arms are crossed. It is a very feminine gesture.
Sammy. So what? Age is that the only reason you aren't looking at her? She's a very attractive woman.
I prefer not to have this conversation, but we're also coworkers, kind of.
Ah. Whatever, Sammy, you do you. And if you keep putting off people that are cute, you'll probably be doing you for a lot longer than you anticipated.
What was that?
Said, if you keep blowing off ladies just because they work with you or whatever, you'll probably be doing you longer than you anticipated.
And he just smiles and looks down and tries his best not to roll his eyes. But he doesn't. He is not unflappable.
That's fine. Bailey's fine with flaps.
but yeah, no, there'll be a lot of looking at the ground and like he'll do that thing where your tongue grazes your bottom lip before you bite it. Just like the subtle turn and shake of head that says, like, it's indicative of kind of
awkward.
Like, yeah.
Always heard that celibacy is a hands-on job.
Always gotta pick on him.
Aw. Hey. It's my job to pick on Sammy.
It's not anyone's job.
Shh. I take my job seriously.
So aside from shot comic, what do you two do? Just kind of gesture towards Alice and Bailey.
We work in garbage.
I mean, kinda, yeah. But separately.
But only because it never dawned on us to team up, right?
Exactly. You are now my new best friend.
Oh, honey, you wouldn't be able to handle me.
Oh, you don't even begin to know the things I handle.
Whoa.
Well, if you're feeling acrobatic. I got a Winnebago.
I'll keep it in mind. I'll have to talk to my boyfriend first.
Bring him along. It'll be a great time.
Fucking changelings.
Fucking Bailey.
It's Bailey who started this shit.
That's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Give me your number. I'll get back to you on that. No, I make jewelry like out of trash, like she said, and so I upcycle, and I have a shop that I sell that plus other things that people make on consignment.
Cool. You get a business in this city, and you have to be making some sort of profit. Otherwise, you don't last long.
Yeah, she touches like the tip of her nose, like, you got it kind of thing. Yeah, I sold something to Emma Watson once.
Always liked her. Good name.
Bailey looks at Sam. Who the fuck is Emma Watson?
And like he does that thing where one cranes one's neck and raises their brows.
Am I supposed to know who she is?
Have you seen Harry Potter?
No.
Watch it.
You're cordially invited to a magical marathon.
She has this look on her face, just like, fantasy.
It's no Winnebago, but it'll take you for a ride.
God damn it, Sam.
Just be prepared to make a day out of it, because it's like 8 movies.
I mean, she can get the idea with like one.
Weren't those things based off books?
Yes.
Could I just read the books instead?
But then you wouldn't know who Emma Watson was.
I feel like I don't care who Emma Watson is anymore.
It's okay. It's vastly preferable to read the books anyhow. Absolutely. I'll even buy them for you if you'd like.
Aw.
Misha will look up a picture of Emma Watson just so she can see.
Yeah, she actually does. She actually does make her way through the city quite a bit. She's a speaker for the UN.
Well, had some pretty good publicity going on for a bit, and she found her way.
Put you on the map?
Yeah, kinda. It's definitely made my business grow a lot faster than anticipated. It was a little touch and go there for a bit, because I wasn't prepared for that. We'd only been open like less than a month at that point,
So, does this business of yours have a name? Is it only for the elite hoity-toits like Emily Watson?
She will reach into her bag and pull out a card and offer it to her. Of course, yeah. I imagine it says that the name is Calypso's Grotto. It's in a tacky tourist section in Brighton Beach, so... But that's also where there's a lot of people wanting to buy stuff. But it is right on the beach, if that's your kind of thing.
It's not my thing. It's just not my thing.
That was the most clear thing I've ever heard.
I didn't want to offend.
Okay.
I don't make it out to touristy places because I just don't.
It's a good place for a business. If you're trying to make money, gotta be where the people are. I mean, I do end up making a fair amount of stuff with seashells in it and the like, so pretty easy to find if you know where to look. And they're free.
Long awkward pause for no reason. Because none of us have anything to say.
I think that's indicative.
Yeah. Misha, at that point, will just kind of glance down at her phone and be like, well, I think I better go rescue my roommate. It seems he's having an issue again.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna go stop by the pub before I go home and die.
Jesus, everybody's so fucking severe.
Well, heat stroke is one way to go.
I just gotta go fix a broken phone. And
Oh, poor girl.
he probably broke his phone. His fat fingers. But anyway, yeah, so she will kind of offer a bit of a wave to them and start heading off in a direction to pick up a certain friend of hers before, well, to at least not pick them up, but you know, they can follow me.
And I believe that we can find a bookstore that is open this time of night.
Well, it is New York. It never sleeps.
Mhm.
All right. Let's go read some wizardy shit.
Yes.
All right. So here's where we'll end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.